City boy, city boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another one. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. I had a feeling, man. I had a motherfucking feeling, dog. I wanted so bad for this show to be good, but this show was a certified fresh pack of ass. Let's go ahead, break it down segment by segment, and we'll explain exactly why this show, for a debut on Netflix, supposedly the biggest show in the history of wrestling, we're going to talk about why that shit was ass. It was ass. This whole show was very disappointing, overhyped, and underwhelming. So let's go ahead and get into it. We start off with a Triple H video package and a promo in the ring. Now, I'll be having a video coming out about this most likely tomorrow, but Triple H is probably the biggest egomaniac in the history of WWE. Bigger than the Hulk, brother. I'm talking like he has to be, if not the biggest, top 3 biggest egomaniac, jackass assholes in the history of WWE. Triple H came out and cut a damn near 10-minute promo after putting on a fucking video package where he did the voiceover, right? And he has all of these wrestlers in the audience. LA Knight, Bianca Belair, Shinsuke Nakamura. Who else was in the audience tonight? Braun Breaker, Tiffany Stratton. You have all these wrestling superstars in the audience, not doing a damn thing but watching, sitting by and watching. And Triple H just had to take all of the shine, all of everything, do the whole promo, and it was honestly disgusting to watch. It was boring. I don't remember anything he said. All I know is that he said, "Are you ready?" at the end of it. And then right after this, we get the final boss, baby. We get the final boss coming on out. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson pulls up, smacks the arm. Goosebumps, baby. Goosebumps. All right. And let me just say, his promo was also extremely forgettable. Basically, every promo tonight was damn near the same thing, from Triple H to the final boss to John Cena, which we'll get to later on. Everyone, it was basically the same fucking promo. Thank you, Netflix. We appreciate you. This is a great time for wrestling, this, that, and the other. The Rock went ahead. He acknowledged Cody Rhodes. He acknowledged Roman Reigns. And that was that, man. It was very by the book, by the numbers. It was a very underwhelming, boring promo. I could not believe that this is how the show was kicking off. The audience, they were very excited to see The Rock. Don't get me wrong. And obviously, it's The Rock, right? So you're always going to be excited to see him. But by the end of it, you could tell the people they were yelling Rocky, and they were telling it was really all right, we're ready to go. Let's move the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Solo and Roman Reigns, that match was up next, and I was surprised. I was very surprised that they decided to make this the first match of the night, but they did. It was Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns, right? And here's the problem, all right? Here's the problem. We're already 30 minutes in, right? We're 30 minutes into a 3-hour show already, and we're just now getting to our first match. And even before we get to our first match, right, we get Alicia Taylor coming out to do the introductions. Paul Heyman interrupts to introduce Roman Reigns, etc. Right after the introductions, we get a commercial break. 2 minutes in the match go by, right? Very slow. If you've seen a Roman Reigns match, you've probably seen them all at this point. You know what I mean? It's very slow, very methodical. I'm not saying it was a bad match per se, but it was just a very Roman Reigns-esque match. It was very slow. They were big on the moments in the match, right? Solo talking a lot of trash. 2 minutes goes by, and we get another commercial break. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on here, right? So we have 2 commercial breaks within the first 10 minutes of the match, and it was very disappointing, man. I couldn't believe that this is what we were getting to start off. But the match, like I said, it was all right. It was just very overbooked, overhyped, right? The line of the match came from Solo when he told Roman to get his broke ass up. He's like, "Get your broke ass up." That's what Solo said. I laughed a little bit at that. But yeah, so Roman Reigns was about to win. Obviously, Tama Tonga comes out. Then Jacob Fatu comes out, hits the little whisper not the whisper in the wind. Pretty much the prettiest moonsault ever is just, instead of jumping on all 3, he just jumps up to the second rope, then the third rope, and then does the backflip. He doesn't do the 1, 2, 3, and then, hits that. Pick Solo up. Solo's getting ready to, pin him. Roman Reigns kicks out after Solo hits him with the spike. And we're going to talk about this towards the end, but I'll save that for towards the end. So he hits him with the spike. Roman Reigns kicks out, and we get, surprisingly, this was the one thing that I didn't expect. KO came out, right? Because so Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, obviously they came out to make the save after Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa started whipping that ass. They came out, made the save. KO came out, right? Kevin Owens went ahead, came out. He hits Roman Reigns with a stunner, all right? And this kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting Kevin Owens to come out. But obviously after Kevin Owens comes out, you got to get Cody Rhodes out there, who supposedly is injured or whatever, not cleared to wrestle, but yet he was still able to come out, hit fucking KO with a Cody cutter and whip his ass all the way up the ramp, right? Not up the ramp, like through the audience type shit. And then, yeah, that was pretty much that. Roman hits the spear a couple times, and he won. Now, I thought that it was about to pick up here, but it really didn't. The final boss, he comes on back out, right? And instead of Heyman handing the Ula Fala over to Roman Reigns, it ends up being The Rock handing him the Ula Fala, and that was it, right? They shook hands or whatever. Rock gave him a little kiss on the cheek, you know what I'm saying? And that was that, man. That was that. And then we go to commercial. I was underwhelmed. I'm like, so we're supposedly setting up a Rock versus Roman match for this upcoming WrestleMania. And if there was a time to set it up, if there was a time to build that intrigue, if there was ever a fucking time to have asses glued to the seats, eyes on the TV, it would have been The Rock handing over the Ula Fala and then smacking Roman Reigns' candy ass with a rock bottom, okay? That would have been amazing. That's what the people wanted, but that's not what the people got, okay? So much for the people's champ. After the commercial break, we get John Cena. He returns to the ring. And also, very underwhelming promo, in my opinion, okay? For most of the promo, it was basically just a John Cena pity party, man. Like, like, I don't understand what's going on with I don't understand what's going on with all this reaching out into the real world. See, when I was a kid and watching wrestling, it was like looking into a window of another universe. This universe, right? For some reason, you go out there, you whoop each other's ass, and you pin 1, 2, 3, get the submission, right? Like this is where you do it. everything happens in the context of WWE. There is no other anything, right? There's no second fiddles. There's none of that else, right? Unless WWE has purchased another company, right? Like they purchased WCW, so they went ahead and added WCW title reigns to the canon of WWE, things like that. Unless it's something like that, right? I don't want to hear about anything else. I don't want to hear where you came up, where you learned how to wrestle, UPW. I don't give a fuck about any of that. All I want to know is, are you going to become champ? Or is that the goal, to become champ? And John Cena basically says, I don't see it happening. I've never heard John Cena talk like this before in my life, right? I've never heard John Cena talk like, oh, I just can't get the job done. You know what I mean? It's been 2,400 some odd days, even though I haven't been on TV actively for that long, right? Like, it's not like I come back every week. It's not like I'm here every month, right? Like, I take time off. You know what I mean? This nigga takes a whole year off at a time, because he's a part-timer now, right? Like, he's on the Legends contract at this point. And this man's talking about, oh yeah, it's been 2,400 some odd days since I won a match, so, it's probably going to be impossible for me to win, but I mean, if anything, I might just go ahead, try to win the Royal Rumble. I'll try, right? I'll throw my hat in, you gotta, it's like a lottery ticket. You gotta play the lotto to win it, right? Like, I'm like, who the fuck is supposed to get excited about this? How am I supposed to get excited about this, about John Cena potentially winning his 17th world title, breaking Ric Flair's record, which he absolutely should, because Ric Flair really doesn't have the record. All of John Cena's championships came in WWE, and fucking the majority of Ric Flair's title reigns happened outside of WWE, right? It happened in NWA, WCW. It didn't happen in the WWE ring. So really, to me, and to most actual wrestling fans, or WWE fans, I should say, his shits don't count, right? Those shits don't count. But they say it counts, so what the fuck ever, right? But he declares for the Royal Rumble. I'm not excited at all, because John Cena doesn't seem excited about it. He didn't get the crowd pumped up at all. It was just a bunch of cheap pops. Oh, we're out in L.A., I love L.A., Inglewood up to no good, ha 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 ha. Like, this is what we're getting. This is what we're getting. Very, very fucking underwhelming promo by John Cena. I'm not here for the pity party. I want to see John Cena talk about how he's here, he's ready to whip some ass, right? He has a year to win that title, and that's what the fuck he plans on doing. You know what I'm saying? He plans on winning that title, however long it takes, whatever the cost is. That's what the people wanted to hear. But instead, we get to hear John Cena, oh, well, I'm not the same as I used to be, the time isn't for me now, it's the new guy's time. Nobody wants to fucking hear that shit. So, we get that, John Cena leaves, haha, whatever. Logan Paul, he cuts a video package, or he gets a vignette, I should say, right, of him basically saying that he's about to take WWE a lot more seriously. So you know what that means. Logan Paul is going to have 4 matches this year, and then that's that. Cool. Now, I wrote this down in my notes because I had to keep this in mind, because after the Solo and Roman Reigns match, we went a full 30 minutes before the next wrestling match on the card. Okay? A full 30 minutes before the next wrestling match started, right? So we get the next wrestling match is Liv and Rhea Ripley, okay? Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley for the women's world title, right? Now, we have 2 commercial breaks during this match, all right? We have a commercial break after Liv Morgan's entrance, and then we have a commercial break literally 2 minutes into the match. 2 minutes into the match, okay? And this is where I want to talk about this, okay? So, Liv Morgan takes a riptide from Rhea Ripley, all right, during the match. It's a very boring match, right? The usual shenanigans. Raquel Rodriguez getting involved, Dom getting involved a little bit, doing a little shit here and there. But Liv Morgan, she ends up getting hit by the riptide, and Liv Morgan kicks out, okay? And I was already in my head like, what the fuck is going on? And then, not even a minute and a half later, not even a minute later, Liv Morgan hits Rhea Ripley with the Oblivion, and then Rhea Ripley kicks out. Now, and then to end the match, all right, because we don't have to talk about the rest of the match. It was a fucking snooze fest. It was fucking boring, all right? Rhea Ripley has to hit two more riptides on top of the one that she already did. So that's 3 riptides in order for her to put away Liv Morgan. Now, I don't know what it is with Triple H and burying people's fucking finishers, but if you have to hit 2, 3, 4, 5 of your finishing moves, then it's not a fucking finisher. All right? It's not a finisher. The finisher should be the last move in the match. Okay? That's what makes a finisher a motherfucking finisher. All right? It's not a signature move, right? It's not just a regular transition move. This is your creme de la creme, okay? This is the move that you do when it's time to wrap the shit the fuck up. All right? And for some reason, Triple H has such a fucking hard-on for people kicking out of other people's finishers. It happens at damn near every single fucking pay-per-view, and we got it multiple times throughout tonight, and it pisses me off every time I see it. Because what the fuck are we doing here? Right? What the fuck are we doing here? Why are we burying people's fucking finishers? Why are we burying people's finishers? Why does it take 3 crossroads for Cody to whip somebody's ass? Unless it's Chad Gable, of course, because for some reason, Triple H doesn't like Chad Gable, right? Triple H fucking hates Chad Gable. So, Cody only has to hit one fucking, crossroads. He has to hit one fucking crossroads on him for him to win that. But, we'll talk about that another time. So, Rhea wins the match. Obviously, it was about that time for her to win. Liv Morgan's title reign is getting stale. And who else are you going to drop it to other than Rhea Ripley if you're not going to drop it to fucking Bianca Belair, or if you're not going to drop it to Jade Cargill at this point, right? So Rhea wins. She gets the championship back. Fucking snooze fest. The Undertaker returns. She's up on the stage. She's celebrating her title. And, the gong hits. Fucking crowd goes wild. Right? Undertaker comes out on the bike, he's doing the American Badass thing, and, cool. He goes around the ring on the motorcycle, and then he comes back up the ramp. He talks to Rhea Ripley for a second, and then he just pulls off. Okay? At the very least, Rhea could have got on the back of the bike, and they drove off together. That would have actually been cool, right? But instead, we get Rhea Ripley and him talking up on the ramp while he's on his motorcycle, and then he just pulls off. I don't understand. I don't fucking get it. What the fuck ever, right? Let's just move the fuck on, all right? So next thing, we get Adam Pearce and American Made backstage, right? Adam Pearce was being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. And basically, he's about to say something, but then American Made comes up. Chad Gable basically says, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to whip some ass. So what's up? Pierce is like, all right, let me make a call. Cool, right? And, Adam Pearce was talking to Bayley at backstage. Before Kathy Kelly got him on the mic, he was talking to Bayley. He was saying something to Bayley. Bayley was like, all right, cool, do your job. Bayley looking nice and chunky. I don't know if it's just the outfit that she was wearing, this little doo-doo brown leather fucking type shit that she was wearing. She was looking fat as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. All right, Bayley, I like Bayley. You know what I'm saying? Big booty Bayley, we love her. But she was looking extra chunky back there. We barely see her anymore, so I'm sure that she's, losing all interest in this shit because, she's never on TV anymore. She won at WrestleMania. She had a couple of matches after that, and she's barely been on TV since. So, I don't know. We'll see what goes on with that. We get a commercial break after this, because of course. And then after that commercial break, we get Jay versus Drew. Now, during Jay Uso's entrance, he comes out with Travis Scott. Travis Scott smoking a blunt like a fucking G. We're indoors. We're in LA. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck yeah, right? They go to the ring from the crowd. But while they're going to the ring, they show a graphic of who had the most televised matches in 2024, right? The person with the most televised matches in 2024 just so happened to be Bianca Belair with 29 televised matches in 2024. And Jey Uso was like third or fourth or something like that with 21 televised matches. And they're talking, oh, these workhorses, look at this. Look at how many matches they did. Are you fucking kidding me? 29 matches? That's the most that any single superstar has done. See, throughout an entire year, there's 52 weeks in a year. Okay? 29? That means she didn't even wrestle on half. Okay? Half of the shows of the year. There's 52 shows in a year, baby. And she didn't even wrestle on half of them, but she wrestled the most of them. Isn't that about a bitch? And we're supposed to sit here and be fucking like gung-ho about this shit. We're supposed to be like, oh, look at these workhorses. When John Cena used to come out every fucking week and whip some ass. Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion, he's nowhere near the top of that list. Gunther, the world heavyweight champion, who wasn't even on the show tonight. He had his little video package. We'll get to that in a little bit. Fucking boring ass video package, right? But what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are we doing? 29 matches. That's unacceptable. Jey Uso had 21 televised matches throughout the year. That is unacceptable. Okay? So they go through the shit, right? They go to the ring. Travis Scott and Jey Uso, they're in the ring. They're yeeting for like fucking 10 minutes. Then we get a commercial break. Drew comes out. They're talking about how Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre, you know, they've been in this feud for a while now. And basically they're saying that, you know, Jey has never beaten Drew in a one-on-one match. And Pat McAfee, he spits one of the biggest lies that I've heard in a long time in WWE, where he says that not many people, this is what he said, almost word for word, bar for bar. He says, not many people have ever beaten Drew, period. You mean Drew Mickey? Drew McIntyre? Mr. 3MB? Former jobber? You're telling me that barely anybody? Okay, I'm not going to nitpick on that one, but that shit pissed me off, okay? Don't sit here and try to cap in my face or the face of people who have actually been watching the product for the past 20 years now. I'm turning 25 this year. It's going to be 20 years that I've been watching this fucking product, and you're going to sit here and try to tell me that barely anybody has ever beaten Drew, when I remember a time where Drew was getting his ass whipped on a weekly basis. Let's move on. Jey wins by a fucking roll-up because, of course, right? We're on Netflix. Why not throw a fucking roll-up pin in there somewhere, right? Let's just do it there. Fucking ridiculous. This match, it was a decent match, I guess, but definitely boring, and definitely underwhelming. After this match, we get a video package from Gunther. All right, where the fuck is Gunther? Right? Where the fuck is Gunther? Instead of introducing Gunther to the audience that's on Netflix in the ring, we just get a little vignette, right? We just get a little vignette where he's talking about still being at the top and whatever, this, that, and third. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Gunther. The aura is completely fucking diminished. It's all gone because Triple H decided to do this dumbass shit where he started to doubt himself. Supposedly one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time, the Ring General, the Hing Hen Hao, right? He's doubting himself, and somehow that's supposed to get us behind him, or make us root for him, or make us boo him like he's a heel, but he's doubting himself. So like, what are we supposed to do here? How are we supposed to feel about this motherfucker? Are we supposed to like him? Are we supposed to not? Like, what's the point? What are we doing here, right? So he cuts that vignette, boring as fuck. snooze, nigga, and we move on. We get a backstage segment with fucking Gabriel Iglesias, who's promoting his Netflix special tomorrow, coming out tomorrow with the New Day and Alpha Academy. New Day comes out there saying nobody's gonna watch your shit. You suck. Y'all should be talking to us because we have some shit to say. People still haven't given us a chance to talk about. It's been a month. It's been like over a month now since the New Day has pretty much broke up with Big E, right? And for some reason they're still trying to get their side of the story out, even though multiple times already we've already had opportunities for this, but they're still talking about, oh, we still haven't gotten a chance to really explain our side of the story. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares anymore, bro. It's done. It's over. Move on to something else, okay? We get it. You don't like Big E anymore. You guys are now heels. Let's move the fuck on so y'all can start doing other heel shit. All right? Let's just move the fuck on. Can we do that, please? All right? Alpha Academy's back there. Nobody cares about Alpha Academy anymore. Chad Gable's not there no more. Like, who the fuck is the leader of Alpha Academy now? Otis? Ain't nobody coming to see Otis. The fuck? Ain't nobody coming to see Otis, bruh. Right? So after this backstage promo, we get Roman and Paul Heyman. You know, they're backstage. Paul Heyman's talking about how, you know, we have to have a big celebration and everybody has to, you know, see you and we have to do a big coronation and this, that, and the other. And he's asking, when should this be? When should we do it? Right? I'm hoping. I already knew it wasn't going to happen, but I'm hoping and praying in my head that Roman Reigns says, let's just do it next week. Or even better, let's just do it this Friday, right? That's even better. Let's just do it Friday, right? No. What does he say? January 27th. Let's do it then. January 27th. Very fucking specific, dog. Very, very fucking specific. He says January 27th. You know how long away that is? That's 21 days from now, baby. 3 weeks from today, we'll finally get this little coronation of the tribal chief and all this extra shit. The part-time schedule, it's ridiculous at this point, man. It's ridiculous at this point. Nobody believed Solo Sikoa would win the match that came prior to this, because why? Roman Reigns wasn't even fucking there for the last 6 weeks. Solo Sikoa is basically in a feud with Jay and the rest of the Roman's lackeys. And what, we're supposed to believe that he even has a chance? That he's even on the same level when Roman Reigns doesn't even feel like he has to show up? He doesn't even feel like he has to show up in order to build this feud. And we're supposed to believe that Solo has any inkling of a chance? No. And also, the man, the real American brother, right? Hulk Hogan, he returned tonight, right? Great. Triple H, maybe you shouldn't bring out the guy who was at the Trump rally ripping off his shirt in the middle of California. Maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe he's going to get booed out of the building because that's a blue state. Like, maybe one of the biggest conservative wrestling voices of our time, right? Maybe he shouldn't, right? Maybe he shouldn't come out, right? Especially considering, you know, the controversies and things that he has. But they're basically announcing that Real American Beer is now partnered with WWE, and that. All right, cool. I was glad to see Hulk, right? If anybody knows me, you know that Hulk Hogan is my second favorite wrestler of all time, right behind Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? He's my second favorite wrestler of all time. So it was very nice to see him. Cool. Let's move the fuck on. So they start showing the card for next week. It's matches like fucking the ladies Intercontinental title. That's going to be up for grabs next week between Lyra and Dakota Kai. Nobody gives a shit. Sheamus versus Ludwig next week. Nobody gives a shit. Okay? Damian Priest versus Finn Balor again. Because, again, of course, all right, in a street fight. For why? We don't know. But nobody gives a shit. All right? So these are the 3 matches that you show the people that to get excited for next week. Are people supposed to be excited about this shit? So yes, next week card, it looks ass, all right? It looks like complete ass. It's going to be even worse than tonight was. Great, fucking great, all right? So now we get Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, all right? And this match was pretty good. It was actually a really good match. I actually really liked this match. There was a lot of good spots, a lot of drama, right? Only thing I didn't like, obviously we got a commercial break. We had to get a commercial break during the match, right? After the entrance, and then right after Seth tells the ref to let it ride, like he's he's the final boss. Like only the final boss can talk to the ref and tell the ref to let it ride. That's the only person who has that kind of pull in this company. But I guess Seth now has this kind of pull. For what? We don't know, right? We don't fucking know, but whatever, right? So after the let it ride comment, there's this commercial break. Couple good spots. Seth, he's very emotional during the match. That's the story they were telling. Seth was very emotional. So CM Punk was able to capitalize, and CM Punk was able to win. Hits 2 GTSs. The only reason I'll give this one a pass, right? I'll give the 2 GTSs a pass because it was actually cool how they did it, right? So he hits Seth Rollins with the GTS. Seth Rollins, he's stumbling around. He's getting ready to fall. He bounces off the ropes. CM Punk is on his knees because he's so fucking tired at this point. Seth falls over his shoulders, right? And then CM Punk, he's straining, and he finally picks him up, hits him with a second GTS because, fuck it, he's on his shoulders already, right? And then, boom, 1, 2, 3. That's the count. Seth wins, and then we go off the air with CM Punk in the corner of the ring. Not really celebrating or anything or showing anything or anything like that. He's just in the ring. He's still in pain. And we go off the air just like that. And that was the debut for Raw on Netflix, man. Oh my goodness. I was so afraid that something like this would happen. Right, I was so afraid that this debut would be ass, but I was just hoping. I was hoping that we'd get some surprises, or we'd get something real, right? We'd get something to actually sink our teeth into. That I'd be like, you know what? I really want to tune in next week to see what happens. But I don't see how tonight's show is going to convince anybody. I'm not even, me, lifelong wrestling fan, lifelong WWE fan, okay? I'm not convinced. I don't want to watch next week. I'm going to watch next week so I can review it, of course, but I'm not convinced. I'm not excited. I'm not, all right, what are we getting next week? Damian Priest versus Finn Balor? How many fucking times have we seen this match now? How many fucking times are we going to see this match now, man? Huh? Sheamus versus Ludwig? How many fucking times have we seen this match? You don't have shit else? Hunter, you don't have shit else. You don't have shit else besides Ludwig Kaiser and fucking Sheamus reigniting their feud. Why? Nobody fucking cares. We love Sheamus. Sheamus is a legend in the business. Hopefully a future Hall of Famer. I think, honestly, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Sheamus, he's been great throughout his career, right? But who the fuck is Ludwig Kaiser, man? And how the fuck is anybody supposed to be excited about watching Sheamus beat up some jobber named Ludwig Kaiser? How? How is anybody supposed to be excited for this? You're supposed to put your best fucking foot forward for this. This was the time. This was the time. This is where you show off all your talent, okay? This is where you show off what WWE is really all about, right? This is where you show off people like LA Knight, okay? This is where you show off the megastar. Why wasn't LA Knight in the match tonight? Why wasn't Bianca Belair in the match tonight? We got 4 fucking matches in a 3-hour show. That is unacceptable. Most of tonight was just not Corey Graves, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole sucking Triple H's dick and just saying, oh, this is the greatest time to be alive in wrestling. This is the biggest event, in the history of wrestling. Well, fucking show it. And they didn't tonight, okay? This was your run-of-the-mill Raw with a couple of appearances from some legends, bro. Had all the celebrities out there, and this is what you pull? This is what you pull. Triple H spent more time fucking recording, writing, and producing that dumbass motherfucking video package that came at the beginning of the show than he did planning for this fucking episode. Okay? He spent more time, more energy on that fucking video package than he did putting creative into the show. Being creative. Okay? We're gonna have to do a fucking a reaction to Triple H in his interview with Sports Illustrated, where he was just fucking complaining the whole time about how hard it is to be a creative for WWE, how tough it is, even though he was the bitch that was complaining and begging for this job for the last 10 to 15 years. Triple H has been begging to be head of creative in WWE so he can complain about it all the fucking time, complain about how it's just too much for him. But he has no problem being on all the fucking advertising, doing all these fucking promos, doing all this shit, being the head and front face of everything that happens in WWE, instead of putting up the stars that are supposed to be up there. We're supposed to be seeing motherfuckers like LA Knight. We're supposed to be seeing motherfuckers like Braun Breaker. Where the fuck was Braun Breaker tonight? Huh? Where the fuck was Braun Breaker tonight, huh? In the crowd, in the audience, watching with Shinsuke Nakamura. Are you serious right now? Your wrestlers had less to do tonight than Triple H, and that is fucking crazy. That is fucking crazy. Tonight was garbage. I give it a fucking 2 out of 10. The only good thing about the match was the main event and seeing my nigga Hulk Hogan. Okay? That's it. That is all. That is it. All right? I'm done with this video. Like and subscribe if you want to hear some more. I want to see your comments. All right? I want to hear what y'all got to say about tonight's episode in the comments, because in my opinion, if this is the direction, if this is the best foot forward that WWE could put for a fucking debut on Netflix in front of the biggest audience that it probably could ever get, all right? This is the biggest audience that WWE probably will ever get, and this is the foot they put forward. I'm not excited. I'm not excited for this year of wrestling, all right? And I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed. 2 out of 10. All right. That's a 1 out of 5 for you motherfuckers if you don't know how to do math. All right. And I'm done. Right. I'm done. All right. So y'all have a great night. Like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And I'll see you tomorrow, motherfuckers.